How are your feet?
They're pretty strong. My left toe is giving me a little trouble. Whatever, my feet have toughened up on me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm clipping up easy 10 miles a day, sometimes 15, sometimes 20.
Nice.
You know, and I'm on the bike trail, goes between Monterey and Santa Cruz, past Marina, and it goes a long way. So it's nice walking along the Monterey Bay is a gym, by the way. You can see why Steinbeck. I did a lot of really great work in honor of course, Steinbeck and
Stevenson.
Robert Louis Stevenson. Because that's one of it's my top 5 books of all time is the Old Pacific Capitol. And so I did some really great work at the Old Pacific Capitol. And, at the Customs House, 1827.
Yeah.
And,
well, that's your thesis. That's your thesis. That's your thesis, the tariff. Your thesis is...
Well, the whole world is... I'm an economics professor. I mean, anybody with any logic has always known for thousands of years the only way to stop an oligarch, the only one to stop a 1% society is a tariff. It's as common... it blows my mind, but you talk to average American, they don't even know what you're talking about. It's like Chinese, and it's a very simple concept.
Yeah.
It's been around for thousands of years.
Maybe
Jesus Christ understood tariffs.
Simplicity, simplicity, right? Simplicity is actually...
It's a very simple concept.
Yeah.
And you think about it, in 1791, the Tariff Act of 1791 came before the Bill of Rights to incentivize buying homemade goods, to pay off that Revolutionary War. It's amazing. When I'm at Flood Wall Street and, occupied all of it, hundreds of thousands of people, like I said, I'm a carpenter, what's a hammer? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm an anti-oligarch, anti-globalist, so-called New World Order, which is Old World Order, neo-feudalism. What's a tariff?
Yeah.
And, I tell people, you understand the concept of a tariff, you're never going, there's only one tool. Only one tool to accomplish it. There's only one. Only one. Tariff,
okay.
Period.
Now let me put this.
You can do them locally. You can do them nationally. You can do them, whatever. I can't believe that local municipalities haven't done it. First one that blinks is going to happen. I think it's going to be Oregon. And usury laws. But anyway, the walk. We need to talk about the ocean.
Well, before you go on the ocean, what I want to tell you is that my experience today was I brought up the idea to these 2 young women. I said, we're in uncharted territory. And I said, I have talked about the age of fission and the idea that we're in such an incredible uncharted territory age. This has never happened in the history of the planet ever. And we're alive. We're here. We're right now. This is happening on our watch. This is happening right now. And their eyes...
absolutely. How do people not grasp around? Like you said when we were protesting in front of the MoMA, in one of those videos, you say it perfectly. I thought they were supposed to display the artists that were doing the work, reflecting the time. Isn't that what the Modern Art Museum's charter is?
Supposed to.
That's the MoMA's charter.
Yeah,
They're supposed to show the paintings and or the videos of the artists that are recording the art and the history and the communications as it happens, and they refuse to do it because it's hijacked like every other thing in American culture.
Yeah.
Fucking... by the way, California, I don't even call it a cultural theme park anymore.
What
I call it a drunk theme park. There's a culture park. And I'm telling you, this is a fact. I have been on every single pier, every inch of beach now, all the way from San Diego to almost, I've just got a little bit more from Santa Cruz up above. I haven't, I've been to Santa Cruz in the last 3 years, but there's a little piece, there's the only thing missing. I've been in every single pier, on every single beach, on every single one in the last 3 years. This is taking out all of it. And you could not tell one coastal community from another, from San Diego to San Francisco. Every last single one looks exactly the same. And they've tried to create this cultural theme park in some places that, they're trying to capture, like in Monterey, they're trying to capture the 1970 music scene. I'm like, really? You're making museums about something 40 years old now?
Yeah.
Really? 40 fucking years old. So, a cultural theme park. So it's all condos, $60 entrees, You know, and the wolves sing and breed. I mean, you can't tell one from the other. Even Cannery Row, it's fucking heartbreaking.
You know what
It's a drunk theme park.
Kevin, listen to this. I've actually mentioned this on some of my YouTubes. I said that if you go to a museum in Australia and then you go to a museum in Korea or Canada or the US, they all look the same. They all have the same fucking work. They all have the same shit. These installation things.
I found a few history museums. They're little gems, but
History museums, that's different.
I found some unique, very good ones, but when we're talking displaying art on the walls, they do all look the same. They're disgusting.
They're all the same. It's like, which is unusual in the sense that you would think there'd be a diversity of expression, lots of people, different. Everybody's different, but the museums all look the same.
Well, just like humanity's all homogenized because there's no free thinkers, you know.
Tragedy.
It's all been done.
Yeah.
There's no originality.
Yeah, originality. Oh boy.
People will tell you that's all, and you know that everything in culture worldwide is retro now.
Yeah.
And which is so absurd. Like you said, this has never happened. The age of fission. You know, it's like someone told me, I get this all the time. Well, you're not the first guy to display art on a clothesline.
Ha!
I said, the fuck I'm not.
Ha!
Oh, yes, I am.
That's right.
I said, oh, you're not the first guy to paint with tomato soup. The fuck I'm not.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and but beyond that, Blanch, is post-ignorance, is the concept, is the simplicity of wrapping everything under that blanket, that understanding. Post-ignorance wraps everything up, throws a blanket over everything. Isn't that what I said to you when I talked to you about post-ignorance? That's what I said to you. I said it throws a blanket. It throws the blanket over. That's right.
I talked to you when I was very, very sick, when I used to talk to freaking 900 lunatics around the country all the time.
Well, I'm glad I called you.
Yeah.
We got to have a little hope.
Well, we got hope. I mean, you know, anybody that thinks it's like these people say, oh, just suck it up and live life happily. You think that this is going to end the fucking earth and all humanity and all living things, you're underestimating the earth.
Yeah.
There's no way. This is not. Yeah, it's going to make a lot of species extinct, whatever, but it's going to alter humanity and all life forever in a very dramatic way, which it already has. But anybody says, oh, this is the end, all humanity's going to die, is one generational arrogant fucking prick. You know, it's like some self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm a Mormon, I'm evangelical. I told you the whole earth, we're going to set the earth on fire. We're all going to burn, we're going to go to heaven and get our 10 fucking virgins. I told you.
Yeah.
You know, that's arrogant fucks. The earth's not ending.
Yeah.
The earth is not ending. But I'll tell you what, a lot of people are getting leukemia and dying.
That's a frightening.
A lot of creatures on Earth are dying. The sea lions are dying.
That's a frightening thing.
Go on.
Frightening idea, Kevin. You know what it's going to look like when the mutations. And I've seen images. I mean, they're out there about children being born that are actually mutated.
Dramatic mutations. Now I'm a mutation.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm that ugly. I mean, a grandma ain't the best.
Are you ugly? Are you asking me? Is that a question?
I said, I'm not that ugly, am I?
Oh, you're not that ugly. Well, you're making it up in some of the paintings. If you're not that ugly, you're actually making it up in some of the paintings. I think you've made some of the ugliest paintings that have ever been made.
Thank you. That's one of the best things. By the way, so people know this, I can draw like a camera. You know, my mother, the Woodbury artist, when I was young, you know, 5th, 6th grade, all these contests, and I would win them all. Every freaking, you know, yearbooks, every one of them I'd win. But, you know, all over. And she would look at my art, and she would grab it from me, and she would, you know, etch it and clean it up. And I'd say, no, I hate that. You know, and then when I got into junior high school, in the high school, I had a great junior high freaking teacher. He says, oh, your art's not. And he would do the same thing. Oh, let me edge it up for you.
Yeah.
When I was in Calgary, Canada, this other artist, I was doing this Chair of Despair. I really love that painting, by the way. And this other artist just walks over and starts etching it up, cleaning it up.
I'd like to help you out. You know,
I'm a guy named Thomas Ackerman, because I don't want to be I'm not a photographer. You know, I don't want to fucking redistribution something to go on the fucking wall. That's when they invented the camera. You want a fucking picture of something, take a picture of it and hang it on the fucking wall.
You're telling me? I'm the guy that had the ugliest painting before I met you.
I don't know. Some of those years might even still have me beat.
Oh, that's because, you know what? You have
the one you did of me me with the fucking. By the way, I think it's kind of irony. The one you did of me with the angel wings on it.
Yeah.
That's the ugliest painting I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's a brutal painting. That's a brutal painting.
At the same time, you did one of yourself that makes
beautiful.
you kind of look sophisticated and nice. There.
Those are going to be very important paintings because the two portraits, you and me, you're holding a soup can in that, by the way. You're holding the soup can. And you are absolutely, your face is actually quite intense. I mean, talk about intense in that painting. I got your face, buddy. I've been drawing your face.
When a doctor tells you you've got 2 months to live and you have a very happy life, and you haven't, I'm an artist, I'm a writer. I have all these things inside, and I waited to do most of my stuff till I was 50 because my father beat it into my head that you will never be a great artist, you'll never be anything. He used to always say, boy, you're way too pretty to have an opinion. And I knew that I was going to do my great work when I was older because it was the past. So at 51, they tell you got 2 months to live.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to die. I mean, when my work's not done, I didn't want to die. And so you don't think I've been intense? Oh my God, I can't. But I look back on it, my mind, and I've been so fucking. Even intense. I mean, it blows my mind how intense I've been. Even this walk has been intense, but I've relaxed since the doctors, told me I was okay. But it was scary, really scary. It's been fucking scary.
Well,
I've really been fear for my life. I didn't want to die because I love my grandchildren and I love my kids.
Well, that in that painting that I did of you, I gave you 2 wings. You're an angel, but you have 2 wings, and one is black and one is red. And in terms of colors, for my feeling anyway, the black and red are the most intense combinations you could ever have in any colors. If you look at art, the history, black and red. It's sort of like, black and blue. I think black and red is even worse than black and blue. You know that expression?
I'll tell you what, I'm really about the color, and I am. My little color sketches, and
right.
We need to take the color back, and I'm really about the language, the words, if you notice. When I spell, I use semicolon, semicolon. Those are, represent people or waves.
Right.
The new language, but
in a structural way, like the structure itself. It's like language as a structure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
It's post-ignorance, but the color means everything.
Yeah.
And, they try to hijack it. When I was young, I was really turned on by black with blue, and I still love black with blue, really. But, my color studies, red with white, that's what... By the way, I believe the real turn on of Warhol soup cans is not soup cans. That combination of that certain red and that certain white, and Campbell's got that.
Yeah.
In marketing and branding, that combination I think is one of the greatest turn ons in all of humanity is that certain red with that white. Every time I see that red with that white in any kind, it really is a big turn on.
Well, I want to go.
Fascination, I believe, with the cans.
I want to go on record because our project Popism is Dead. The 32 paintings that we have ready to go for a show, and the video screen number 33. The white and the red. The white and the red is all about that. It's like the writing, and with the words, it's like decapitate or black girl, or the words that are inside, lettered inside this white and red, is going to be iconic, like the cans that Andy did. Andy Warhol did the soup cans, red and white. We've got this.
I want people to know too, so this goes on the record too. People, misconfuse the 33 because of the Mason number. No, it has nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Go.
The imperfect number 33. It has to do with 311. It has to. Fukushima happened on 3/11/11.
Right.
3/11. Now Andy used 32 because the commercial industry uses 32 because it's the perfect number. Everything fits nicely into a box. The accounting, LIFO, FIFO. Accountants love 32, 32, 16, 8, 4. It's the perfect number. It's such a perfect thing. 33 is the imperfect number, and Fukushima happened 3/11.
Yeah.
And I want people to know my 2 beautiful little grandsons were due to be born right after that, and they were. But I got admitted to the bone marrow transplant center on 11/11/11. And
wow.
I have a big thing about number 11. 3/11.
Okay.
That's what it is. So we have the perfect number.
And the imperfect.
32,
and the imperfect number.
It has nothing to do with So these guys try to incorporate them. There you go. They try to steal the language. They try to say, oh, you must be talking Masonic. No, it has nothing to do with Masonic. Zero.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
And,
because we're in a new age. We've got nothing to do with those guys. We're in our own territory here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Again, everybody's fucking gone retro. Oh, I'm a Mason. I'm this. Fuck. I don't give a fuck what you are in the past.
Yeah.
The past is the past, and it's history, and we respect it. And we love it. I've had such a great time in Monterey with the history.
Yeah.
And with Stevenson and with him. But like I said, none of that matters. Because it matters. I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but like I said, everything's different post 3/11/11. Now, I just had a conversation with this great young couple, and I'm like, you know about the Shirtwaist Fire? Yeah. I said, my whole movement was leading up for social inequality of the Shirtwaist Fire.
Mm-hmm.
3/25/11. The 100th anniversary post-ignorance. I was in New York all winter long, pushing towards that date. And, right there in Washington Square where everything that ever happened. And 2 weeks before, exactly 2 weeks to the day before, Fukushima happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I dropped all that. I dropped everything. I went all in Fukushima because I know it trumps everything. And I knew it before because I'm like, you get cancer. Well, this is before I got cancer. And I didn't think I'd get cancer. So then I get leukemia. So my thesis was right because, oh boy, I'm here to tell you, when a doctor looks at you and says you have 2 months to live, get into a bone marrow transplant center and you're clinging and sucking, freaking fighting your ass off to stay alive, going in and out of the coma.
That's scary.
Nothing else matters.
That's scary. When they tell you that.
I've been there for. I look back on those days. It was so horrible. It was so heartbreaking. I mean, it's a whole time, and I was in so much pain that I can't even describe. And so many people are going through it.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. It's a horrible way to die. I'm here to tell you, it's tragic. It's because I was there. I was going through it.
But not a lot of people.
It's heartbreaking.
Not a lot of people are surviving it. I don't think a lot of people are surviving this.
Oh, AML, you wouldn't believe how many people down here I've met.
Yeah.
My 2012, 2013 brother, sister, cousin. AML,
Yeah.
non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which we all know is exposure to radiation.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the ocean, Ackerman, before I get walking again.
Okay, go ahead. Give me the ocean thing. Come on.
Well, I got an update because I've been saying the whole time that the mama sea lions and the baby sea lions all starving to death.
Yeah.
Which is heavily documented down here. It's heavily reported by the thousands.
I saw your video of the one lying on the beach. I saw your video there.
Yeah, I've got tons of those. But
yeah.
It's well documented. Everybody knows down here that they're starving to death. I mean, it's a horrible way to die, starvation. No sardines, no anchovies. And they're saying, well, the sardines and anchovies are further out. And say, no, they're not. Talking to lots of fishermen over the last 2-3 years, they're not catching shit.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they're dead. But the tide pools look like they've been bleached. I've looked at tens of thousands of tide pools. So I ran into a woman the other day in Monterey. She's, but out here off the one point over there, we have lots of sea anemones and starfish. They're everywhere. I said, when's the last time you was out there? Oh, about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
I said, bullshit. I says, you haven't been out there for a couple of years. Come on with me. Let's walk over there.
Yeah.
It's 1 mile away. I've already been by there. It's between right off over towards the Carmel point, out on the point. So she walks over there with me. I'm like, see? Oh my God. I says, yeah, oh my God, right. Fucking empty. They look like they've been bleached. And they'll tell you down here it's not, no starfish, zero. Oh, it's whirling disease. So there's no starfish. There's no crab, no little crabs. I saw a couple little crabs, but no clam rises, no mussel rises, not even the starting of them. They grow right there in Carmel, those infamous pools. I'm all over those. They're famous for those clam rises.
Yeah.
Zero, nothing. And so they're all gone, but I thought the gray whales were doing well. I really thought, because I listened to the dumbass ranger out there across the board, and those rangers are driving and tell me how well they're doing. By the way, I've spotted a lot of Fukushima debris on the beaches.
Uh-huh.
And so I get here and I talk to these old marine biologists, and they're like, oh, no. You do know that the grays are giving birth almost all the way north here in Monterey. What? They give birth in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They're not making it down there. We're seeing little teeny wells spewing off the point of Carmel and off the point of freaking Monterey.
Uh-huh.
That's never happened. The ecology's that's not good. So even they're not doing well. Well, what I found out this morning that I didn't know because everybody, tell me how great the elephant seals are doing. I'm looking at the elephant seals because they're right off the road there in San Simeon and all through Gorda. They're laying on the beaches everywhere. Seems like they're doing well. So I talked to the rescue mission again today because I found some more starving elephant seals. I found several starving otter seals. And so I talked and they're like, oh no, Kevin, who told you that? We're getting just as many calls on female elephant seals as we are on sea lions.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Yeah. She says, oh, there's so many of them. She says, you're seeing the big males and the happy ones that are sitting there at San Simeon or up Florida, but we're seeing individual ones everywhere. So it's widespread. It's everything. And then the other thing, the big pines. I just did some videos in Monterey today before yesterday at the old customs house by the old library, and they're big pines that are right there that are watered every day. They're dying. Mm-hmm. So they're admitting now. They're all admitting when you go out across the top of Gorda and Point Reyes and Oasis top where Henry Miller's house used to be over there by the big, beautiful bridge and that ragged, rugged, incredible landscape. There's 6 or 7 really iconic Ponderosa giant pines out there. Mm-hmm. They're icons. They're American treasures. Mm-hmm. Giant, old, very old.
Yeah.
They're dead. All of them are dead. And they just died last year. And so they core drilled some of them. I taught them, they says, yeah, it's not beetles. I says, yeah, I've been trying to tell you. It's radiation. So they're saying, yeah, it's solar radiation. So I'm like, okay, tell me that you have a device that can tell the difference between solar radiation and nuclear fission and nuclear reactor radiation.
Right. Right,
and they're
exactly.
like, no, I don't know. I said, then why are you telling people that?
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you saying that? Because you don't know.
That's
so
right.
Why do you say you do know?
Yeah,
and
right.
then, they'll have a conversation about starfish, about the whirling disease or whatever, or the fucking, I'm like, you have a fucking thicket test. Is that no? Then why are you saying that? It's just like, oh, there's a rotation on the sardines to the anchovies. I says, then why the fuck are they starving if there's no anchovies or sardines? Now, I want people to understand this. It's very important. In Monterey Bay, near the aquarium, right there, there's lots of really fat seals in there. Lots of big, fat, great, big, huge sea otters floating on their back, the way it should look. But I want people to understand the aquarium sponsors that. They get fed there. The aquarium feeds them. Uh-huh. The aquarium comes in and out of there. That's the only reason ecosystem right there. And they're taking the bay back and it's off limits fishing and whatever. So that's the only reason they're sagging there. They're getting fed by the aquarium.
Okay.
And so, pacify the tourists.
Yeah.
So the Pacific genocide is very, very fucking real. It's heartbreaking. They say the water temperature. So I talked to Monterey, to the one guy who dived into the tank, whatever, and I had a conversation with him. He's great, by the way. He says, what's the temperature of the water today? And he says, 56 degrees today. What should it be? 56 degrees. So this idea that the sardines are being killed because the water's heating up, he says, the water is the right temperature here in the Monterey area.
Okay.
And he says, and I said, well, then that's bullshit. They're telling us the temperature of the water.
Right.
He says, no, it's not heated up right here. It's
what is what is that, Kevin? What is that? Why are they making up these stories? Why they have no proof? Why do they do that? Why do they have to do that?
Well, it's the same reason they do anything. The same reason we have a 0% interest rate forever and we have no fucking tariffs. The same reason, because that's the fucking baby boomers. Because the baby boomers and the echo boomer are the most self-indulged, grotesque populace around the world in human history. Spoiled rotten fucks. So they think they can do anything they want to the environment, and there's no consequence.
By the way,
psychological fuck.
You know what? By the way, these two women that came today, I apologized. I took your line and apologized for myself and the baby boomers, the generation. I think that's really important. It's like that they know we're not all like that. We're not all like that.
Just 99.99999% of us.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
Yeah, you come to California, and the fucking hotels fill up in Monterey and fucking Pacific, all of them on the weekends. That's the big gig. You come from all over the country, all over the world, to California, the beach communities, to see the beach, see the sand, which you don't even see the beach and sand. You sit and fucking pay $10 a beer to get drunk, eat $60 entrees, get drunk, stupid, take a few selfies, and go home for the week. And they consider that fucking living. It's a fucking drunken theme park. The entire state, and we're talking, I can't overstate this. We're talking the greatest ecosystem on the face of the earth is where I'm at. Bar none. Bar none.
Yeah.
Monterey, the redwoods, the sequoias, the fish, the trees, all of it, the bears, the fucking, I mean, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. And they've destroyed it. Can you imagine taking chainsaws out and cutting down 3,000-year-old cathedral-type fucking groves of trees? I mean, if you've ever stood in the redwoods and looked up, oh my God. I mean, they're so magnificent. And just cutting them down they cut out 96% of them in just a few years. It's like Steinbeck was asked, what happened to all the sardines? He says, they're in a can. You know, so.
Yeah. Well,
I know a lot of people down here that knew Steinbeck personally, a lot of old timers, the original people in their 60s, you know, even in their 50s, 70s, born and raised in Monterey, who live all over the peninsula, who live all over, are fucking heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
They almost start crying when you have conversations, and the stories they have, and they're like, this place is sickening. What they've done, these developers, you know, their line, it looks like Santa Cruz. Fucking even worse, you know, Santa Cruz was cool years ago, but they said it's like, I mean, they almost start crying. And you could see why after being here. This area is one magnificent fucking gem, and you can see why Steinbeck fucking adored it. And Steve, all the art display, you could see. I mean, how could it? I mean, what a fucking masterpiece of a gem. The Mexicans, the Italian, all of it. I mean, just an incredible, incredible fucking place.
You know, the reason, you know, in one of my videos, and you commented on this, and I said, it's a drunken Tupperware party. And the reason I said, by the way, I also said that it was the Tupperware without the lids, because the idea of plastic, and you know, I use plastic in my paintings because it's a reflection on what it is that we're dealing with, the benzene, the whole thing. But the idea, you know, when you say it's like a drunken theme park, I actually see it like a drunken Tupperware party. And please tell me, Kevin, you never went to a fucking Tupperware party. Give me a break. You never went.
Drunk Tupperware party. That's where I met. That's where I get all the women that I've all hooked up my life.
Yeah,
bullshit. Of course, I never went to a Tupperware.
Bullshit.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you know,
what a.
my whole life.
Oh my.
I'm one of these guys that refuse to buy new stuff my whole life. I mean, I you know, I'm old school. I stick to my, you know, I stick to my principles and always have, and it's cost me relationships. Well, look at this walk.
Yeah.
Do you see anybody walking with me?
Yeah.
Do you see anybody calling me in California? People hate me.
You want me to come down and hold your hand? You want me to come down and hold your hand on this walk?
You know how long you would last on this fucking walk?
Yeah, you want me to hold your hand, Blanch? I'll come down and hold your hand. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Yeah, you tell me. I'll come down and hold your goddamn hand.
You couldn't hang after him.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah, grasshopper. You know, a little respect. I will.
I'm telling you, this is brutal what I'm doing. And I mean, I'm I'm walking fucking through places and fucking roads, whatever, sleeping in sleeping bags on beaches where it's cold, out in the fucking middle of fucking nowhere, eating fucking, you know, whatever I got on me, making sure I try to get enough water, packing 20 pounds, fucking going fit, and doing it every single fucking day. I've never done anything this difficult in my life, ever.
I actually think,
this is fucking intense.
Well, you know, you're getting the love from people that are watching you. I think you're creating
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, you know, you may be there by yourself physically, but I think there are a lot of people that actually get it. There's
a few.
Yeah.
No,
I had two in my studio today. I had two in my studio. You know, I had one of the girls teared up when I was talking about what we're doing. She actually teared up. She actually had tears. She had to wipe tears.
You know why they tear up? And the young people, and I see the same thing all the time. Because it's their reality.
Yeah.
They know. They know they're born into this fucking debt spiral.
Yeah.
They know that we fucked up the economy. We know that they fucked up the economy. They're smart. They're intelligent. You know, it's the information age. They've been able to educate themselves, not listen to bullshit, and they're heartbroken because it is their reality. Their whole lives are ahead of them. You know, we can say as a bunch of old fuckers say, ha ha, you know, we had fun. Look, we got to live in the 60s and 70s, the greatest time in fucking human history.
Yeah.
We got to do all that. So, ha ha, let's just fucking, you know, let's take it and fucking ruin it fucking on our way out because we're self-indulged pricks. Take the whole fucking, you know, let's just fucking contaminate it for time and all eternity and just fucking destroy it. You know, last one in, close the fucking door.
I told him about you, and I told him about you. I told him about what we're doing together, and I said we will do everything we possibly can to counter what we're facing. And I said you have to trust us that we're going to actually do whatever we can. I said we're not like everybody else, and you know, they left, and I think they believed me. I hope they did anyway.
Hey, by the way, there's a painting that's painted red and white.
Yeah.
That is across a Royal cardboard fucking box. It was painted in front of the
Royal.
Unnatural History Museum in New York City.
The Royal
I don't know what
box.
happened to it.
I've got it right here, the Royal box.
Oh, you do got it.
Oh,
Okay.
fucking right, I got it. I told you I took it. You actually kicked the shit out of me because I left it in the restaurant and I had to walk back a half an hour to pick it up again.
You know what that thing's worth? Do you have any idea what that thing's worth?
Well, I'll sell it. I'll sell it right now to give us the money. I mean, I want to.
Wait. You sell that thing for under a freaking $2 million, you're out of your mind.
We need a.
I don't need money.
Yeah.
Clear to you.
Okay.
We need a freaking conscience. We need a soul. I mean.
Yeah, we need to build that.
Really, the money means nothing.
You know how much.
You're going to get cancer. You know, everybody's going to get cancer anyway. It doesn't matter how much money because they're going to take it all from you. And then you're going to think, oh, fuck. It's like, who was the great writer? One of the great writers that wrote about World War I. Oh, fucking Johnny got your gun. Johnny, get your gun.
Right.
Trumbo.
Yeah.
What did he say in those great lines? Right there, when they're at the war and they're in the trenches in the theater. Please, just let me live. Please, I'll give anything. I just want to freaking breathe one more breath. I want to breathe air. I want a life. I want a life.
Yeah.
They didn't think about money. They didn't think about all these superficial bullshit. He says it so beautifully in that fucking book.
Right.
It's true. I've been there. I didn't have fucking, I didn't give a fuck about anything.
Right.
I was going in there, I was having, I'd have dreams about food and water.
I think he was blacklisted too with the McCarthy era. I think he got blacklisted.
Yeah, he had to fucking. He went to prison. You do know he was in prison for a while.
Yeah, he got blacklisted.
He in Mexico City for a while, but he did time.
Yeah, that's what happens to people that speak their mind and their conscience.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Same thing, all of them. That's what they do. They hijack the language. Oh, he's a commie. They don't even know what the fuck a communist is. I just did I did a whole thing 2 days ago in Monterey about this, about communism, and you'll see the videos when I ever get someplace I can put them up.
Yeah.
I've been just snapping a little here and there. But
anyway. You know that, well, to end off, that's that Einstein said that if he'd known what they were going to do with that nuclear energy stuff, he would have become a watchmaker. That's what he said.
Well, the really heartbreaking thing that he said, and I'm a big fan of Einstein because of the intuitive mind. He was creative. He was dynamic. He wasn't a scientist because the science, they say he stole a lot of it. He probably did, but they didn't have what he had. The intuitive mind, he had the dream about life ending, and he hung on to it. But he said when his friend, because they were the guys that were gassing people in World War I with his best friend that he was in the institute with, was gassing people on the theater.
Yeah.
And he was outraged.
Right.
He was fucking outraged. And his friend told him, well, it'll end the war. He was just disgusted. But, he's the famous man in the world, and he's living on Long Island. And his friend came to see him, and he says, hey, you know what Hitler's doing to our people. Let's remember they were Jews.
Yeah.
And he says, look what they're doing to our people. And he says, he's got this thing. And they've all been working on it. And he says, they're trying to manipulate the molecular structure. And he says, I think they're going to create this bomb. I think they might have it.
Mm-hmm.
Albert believed him for a good reason.
Yeah.
And so Einstein wrote that personal letter to FDR. He wrote it to him. And FDR, FDR believed every word of when Einstein said it, because he would have never done it. FDR wouldn't have done it if he wouldn't have got that letter. And when he did that, he opened the floodgates to the Manhattan Project. He went all in. They never turned him off. And Einstein said, biggest mistake in my whole life by millions of times was writing that letter.
Uh-huh.
By the way, Hitler was never close. But, the floodgates were turned on in the United States for the Manhattan Project, and they were never turned off. Now, at the end of this walk, and I've told a few people this, and I haven't told many people this, because I'm not far from fucking Livermore. And I'm not far from fucking, I want to go find Teller's fucking monument or his grave. And I'm not even sure where the fuck's fucking buried, but I think he's buried in the Bay Area somewhere. and I'm going to go piss on that fucker's grave. Murdered my father. He murdered a lot of people, and he tried to murder me for real. I mean, back to the genetic mutation. Male, female twins. If you see the pictures of us when we were born, my father lit up in 51. His chromosome's so fucking hot. So male, female twins are a fucking mutation. And what happens, it's a pregnancy that happens twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the egg doesn't split with us. You know, the woman actually gets pregnant 2 different times. And my little sister, or my twin sister, was probably, you know, maybe a month even, maybe 6 weeks, you know, younger than me, that had to come out at the same time, which we know for a fact now, that's so rare that it's a genetic mutation through radiation. And the mutation, the autism, the whole thing, my whole life, I'm a living, breathing, walking, genetic mutation. And now the 300,000, you were at the symposium sitting there when Holly gets up there from near Washington, goes on her rant about the Marshallese,
Yeah.
which is brilliant, but she says, oh, it's so disconnected, it's not awake.
Yeah.
So, you know, Mally reads my question. That was my bone I got from that pathetic conference. You know, Kevin Blanch has a question, you know, and she reads it, she couldn't answer. So she says it's disconnected. When it's not disconnected, it's just like everything else. There's 300,000 of us. 300,000 children of the atomic Marines.
Uh-huh.
And we're dying of leukemia so fucking fast, it's unbelievable right now.
Yeah.
In our 40s and 50s.
Right.
And so it's right in our fucking face and right under our fucking nose. And the data exists. The government data is very, very compelling. It's very well put together, and it's right there in front of your face. And yet people refuse to look at it. And, you know, it's the emperor has no fucking clothes. I'm Balco.
You know, I'm thinking to end this off. I think you're probably. I don't want you to run out of phone time. So I got an email. You might have had an email from this woman as well. She's a grandmother, Billy Joe Buell or whatever. I think I
haven't looked at my emails for fucking weeks. I've been gone.
Okay.
I haven't even seen it anyway.
Well, there are people that are following you, and you know, I'm in contact with some of them, and I made a comment that I said that, you know, it's each one of us that is going to do the right thing every day in all the circumstances, like day to day. We have to choose to do the right thing, from the most insignificant to the most epic things. It's like we have to learn to do the right thing every day.
And all generations did that. I mean, that's called logic. That's compassion. That's humanity. Which generations did. This is the only generation that's really not done it.
Not done it. This is like extraordinary. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
This is, maybe sociologists will figure this out in the future,
Well,
but
it's easy to figure it out. It's very simple. You know, they're too comfortable. They were handed the fucking silver fucking platter.
Yeah.
With technology, with wealth, with fucking money. You know, they went from this, you know, I say we went from the square deal to the fucking the strongest, greatest middle class in human history. That came with a lot of fight and a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Many generations build up to hand us on a silver platter what we got. And look what we fucking did with it.
Yeah.
Comfortable fucking air-sucking, earth-crawling, self-indulged, arrogant fucking pieces of shit. Californians do not deserve this beautiful place. And I'll tell you what, walking through here, there's been times that I've literally had tears running down my fucking cheeks.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Walking through here, these arrogant pieces of shit in this grand cathedral of the environment that I love so much, and I've always loved since I was a fucking boy. I'm not kidding you, Ackerman.
Yeah.
It's made me cry. On this walk, this walk has broke my fucking heart in so many ways. How cruel humans are, how fucked up they are, how self-indulged, how disrespectful they are to the fucking environment, to the landscape. It's literally, there's been plenty of times for fucking 10 minutes I just walk around and I just fucking got tears running down my cheeks. And I'm not kidding. You know, it's been very emotional, and it's broke my heart. And, you know, so back to my walking. I got to get to my next destination, see where I'm going to sleep tonight.
Okay, Blanch.
Where the sun never shines. That's where I've been. You know, the weather's nice. We got a little bit. Oh, by the way, it's supposed to get into the 90s again this week, and I want people to know this drought is mega. I've seen a couple reservoirs where you can see the footings, and there's no snow in the Sierras. We got a little bit of mist or rain here, but it's fucking epic, and it's going to get fucking ugly here this fucking summer. Really fucking ugly. You know, so
we're in the fight of our lives. We're in the fight of our lives, Kevin. I mean, you feel it personally, physically with your leukemia and what you've gone through, but we're all in the fight of our lives. That's what you know.
We are, and I want to say this last thing. I believe that the drought the bubble that's being pushed up, this giant bubble over the Pacific Ocean, over the western United States, and push the jet stream continually over the eastern United States, I believe it's the energy coming from Fukushima.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's pushed into the ocean. I believe it's some energy, the age of fission, and I believe it's energy that's rising up off the water.
Yeah.
And I believe that energy is pushing that jet stream over the thing. And I believe that it is 100% correlated. I think it is the drought, the death, the genocide. It is all one thing. Like I said, the age of it is Fukushima.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I really believe it.
Okay.
So, okay, I got to go back to walk.
Okay. We're with you on your walk, you know, the few of us.
Okay, I'm going to get my sleeping bag here. I found some cool places to camp. But,
okay.
You know, by the way, like I said, it's sad what happened to Monterey because that was one fucking gem of a place.
I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put this up as a, I'm going to put this up and I'll talk to you soon.
If I can get some Wi-Fi, they said there's some people up here. There's a hippie camp up here. Supposedly.
Nice. Oh boy, hippie.
So
you and your hippies. Yeah. Oh boy.
You know, and it's not like it was in the day. They call it hippie camps, but they're not. They're young. You know, they're people trying to survive. They're, you know, conscious. It's not like it was back there. It's no sexual fucking drugs, love, and fight. Oh no,
yeah.
It has nothing to do with it. No drugs.
They get it.
No
they
drugs.
understand. They understand. We're in the fight for our lives.
They're fucking heartbroken. They're environmentalists.
Tears in their eyes. Yeah. Okay. Okay,
right.
Blanch.
Okay,
talk to you soon. Okay.
Damn tuned.
Hey, got it.